Hello and welcome to Worms and Warriors. We're having a look at the latest development patch for Grand Tactician the Civil War. It's just dropped this morning, 1.1003. I've just recorded a new episode of Grand Tactician, so if you're following the channel along, then don't forget to watch that. It's coming out soon, and it has got these changes in it. So, there's been a lot of changes here in-game, and I'll talk about, firstly, what I experienced while playing there. So, we'll have a quick look here. So we're 1.103, as you can see in the bottom left corner there of the screen. So, that's new, that's awesome, and it was a pretty good improvement so far, actually. Yeah, so some pretty good improvements there. Surprisingly good, actually. So now, when you click on a unit or something from the selections, it's going to get a little circle around it, so you know where it's at. It helps you locate things, like if you're clicking on your prison camp, for example, double click that, it'll take you to where the prison camp is. It'll get a little white halo around it, so you can see where it is. That's really good. Regrouping zones here, this section right here, regrouping zones. That's awesome as well. So if you capture a town or a fort in enemy territory, that works as an area where your units can retreat to and pick up supply, and readiness recovers faster, and that is a great improvement. AI now finds harbour blockade positions better. I haven't experienced that because in the game where I'm at, it's close to the end of the campaign, and to be honest, there's not much blockading happening, but that's a good improvement if it works. Weapon orders are now executed linearly. Standardization is updated regularly. So this actually, I didn't know what this meant when I first looked at it, but it means that if you order, let's say we order 10,000 Mississippi rifles, for example, as the Confederacy, and you have to wait, I don't know, let's call it 100 days for that order to be fully completed. But previously, you would get all your weapons in one go at the end of that after the 100 days, or whatever time frame it was. You would get the whole lot of the weapons, whereas now the weapons appear in batches. So if you order 10,000 Mississippi rifles, you could receive half of those within a certain time, or however many, a few thousand before having to wait the whole time, which makes sense. Like, think of it logically. You've put an order in with your factory, or your factories, or your military complex, anyway, whatever it is. You've put your order in for 10,000 rifles. Why should you have to wait until all 10,000 are ready before you start rolling them out to your troops? If they've got 3,000, 5,000, even 2,000 ready, why would you not have access to them and be able to give them out? Well, now you can, and it works like that. And that's awesome. So another update here, let's have a quick look. When modding recruitment unit size, AI recruits less soldiers in a brigade. Don't know. Added fill ratio targets for supply depots. So again, you can have depots set to empty. You can have them set to like a medium full, or you can have them set to full up. Now there's a mistake in the game. It says red for empty, yellow for medium, and red for full. So they've put red in twice, but it's green for full. Added precipitation filter. Supply now affected negatively in rainy and snowy areas. Alright, cool. So yeah, that makes sense. And so when it's bucketing down, or the weather's terrible and the roads are muddy, which I've also found on this new patch, if the roads are muddy, you're going to move much slower, and obviously supply is going to be affected to get through. Campaign weather data is now saved instead of recalculated at the start. I guess they mean at the start of a loading in the scenario. So it's not going to reset every time you load it in. So basically, if it's bucketing down when you've saved it, it'll be raining when you go back on. AI now checks for bad weather conditions before executing operations. Makes sense, doesn't it? They should have been doing that anyway. Added seasonality, harvest time for crops. So crops are going to come in harvest season. Makes sense again. Fixed. Sometimes wrong battles are launched if player selects manual assault in sieges. Now, I experienced this actually either in the last episode or the one before, and it was really annoying. It was completely bizarre, but I'm glad they fixed that. Added local supply info for IIPs. Yeah, again, this is what we've discovered on the latest episode here. I'll put a link to this latest episode at the end of this video so you can see these changes in-game and how it actually affects the play and how it looks on the map if you haven't got this already. And remember, it's very easy to set up the development patches. Anybody can do it. You simply go into your library. Obviously, I've got the game running, which is why it's green there. But you can see there, it says development at the end of it. Anybody can get this. You just right-click. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Properties? Yeah, beta. And then you just, from the drop-down menu, go to the latest development patch, and it'll update, and you can have that, and you can play with that. So back to this then. Battles. Let's see what we've got here. Battlefield number 240 not shown. Battlefield text. I don't know what that is. Fixed march the sound of guns. Breaks historical movements of historical battles. Again, I don't know. I don't really know what that means. Lowered cover values, reduced engineering points per unit, but increased perk engineering points and commander branch engineer bonus. So again, if you've got a commander who's engineer trained, or you've got units that have got the engineer perk, you're going to have more points to give out, and obviously that's desirable. Fixed Returning from campaign battles does not reattach skirmishers. Good. Battles does not end immediately if loss trigger is surpassed, but gives malus to attacker. This prevents situation where one faction is close to victory but loses within short time. I mean, make of that what you will. I don't really know. It's not exactly clear. I don't think it's not written all that well, if I'm being perfectly honest. Or maybe I'm just spaz and misinterpreting it. Weak AI that is confronted with a strong player position does not retreat immediately at start, but first tries to probe the opponent. Makes sense. Redeployment of groups by using alt not happening immediately in deployment phase of day 2+. Refixed stuck melee status if a group unit moves through regular brigades. Good. Higher number of casualties for routed units in melee. Well, excellent. Change speed step times 10 to times 20, right? So you can move time on faster, I guess. Fixed. Opening options menu during a game session and quitting by cancel may result in changed realism settings. I haven't experienced that. Added pref entries, regrouping areas, campaign UI, economy, autocal campaign. If camera zooms to a unit or building, a circle quickly pops up to mark position. That's a really handy feature because there's many times, especially for the prison camps, which are really hard to see on the map. I've tried to find my prison camp and I just can't find it. But with this now you can. Added tooltip for range markers. All right, and then something about modern. Okay, so it's good. It's good. The game feels better for these changes, I think, from that little play I had there. It was about 45 minutes I was playing, and it does feel improved, and I like to say that. I love to say that because I do a lot of complaining when I'm playing this game, and I know people are probably sick of my whinging about it, to be honest. Not that many people watch it, but people who watch it. Anyway, I think this is a positive thing. I think this is great. Patch 1.1003. I suppose I'll just call it 113 or something. I don't know, but anyway, whatever it is, it's positive. Patch 1.1 is off to a good start. Let's see what else comes along. I'm sure there'll be lots more stuff. And remember, if you haven't got the development patches turned on your game, it's really easy to do. Just go and do it. It takes a few seconds, and you will benefit from that. And it does seem to be save game compatible, so it worked fine on my save there, for example. I didn't see any problems with it. So that's it. Grand Tactician 1.1003. It's looking good. It's looking promising. I like the look of it. I've enjoyed that little game I had with it there in that episode that I played. And if you're following the series along, don't forget, 8 p.m. GMT, that's UK time, European time, there'll be a new episode. So anyway, have a great day, whatever you do, and I'll catch you later. Ta-ra for now.